Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and in today's video we are going to be going over the top 10 best sports cars for less than $4,000. Okay? Now the title is going to say for less than 4K. That does not mean the resolution of the car is going to be less than 4K. It's going to be in 1080p. No, it means the price of the car is going to be for less than $4,000. Now song of the day, because I do song of the days but only for like the budget car videos, is Zach Bryan, 5th of May. If you like country music, there's actually a chance you might not even like this song because it's a really slow country song. But Zach Bryan in general, I think is just really good. Like, I know it's a girly artist. Like, a lot of girls listen to Zach Bryan. I get that. I don't care. He is so good. He is so good. Go listen to 5th of May by Zach Bryan if you like country music. If you don't like country music, you're a rap guy or a rock and roll guy, don't even try because you're just going to not like it. But if you do like country, go give it a shot. But without further ado, let's go right into the list with number 10. Number 10 is going to the Subaru Impreza 2.5 RS GC platform. Now, there's a lot of different names for GCs. People are like, oh, it's a GC8. Oh, it's a GC7. Oh, it's a GC 20,502. I don't know. I'm just running the GC platform out here. Just whatever one you can find. If it's a GC platform, it counts for this car. And it comes with a 2.5 liter flat four, making 165 horsepower, and it's all-wheel drive. All them wheels be driving. They drive themselves to work and back on time every time that they need to go anywhere. And I love that for it. The Subaru Impreza, you don't even have to go in the car itself. You just sit outside and you say, hey, wheels, go to work. And then they go work for you. It's awesome because all the wheels are driving. But in all seriousness, it's just a really old JDM legend at this point. 2.5 RS GCs are getting up there in terms of price. Like, it's definitely going to be pretty hard for you to find one under 4K. I'm not going to lie, but it can be done. I've seen a couple out there, and there's still really good deals. And it's just like a good daily. Everything about it is great. 9th place, however, is going to the first generation of the Audi TT. Audi TTs are slept-on cars. They literally should be called a Tempur-Pedic at this point because they are slept on that freaking much. It is absolutely criminal. And the first gen is one of those as well. Now, people are like, oh, well, the first gen isn't that reliable, and that's why we don't like it. To that, I say, yeah, you're right, but it doesn't matter. It comes with a 1.8 liter turbo inline 4, making 170 horsepower, and it's front wheel drive, or you can find an all wheel drive models as well. I don't think they come with a 1.8T though, if you find the all wheel drive ones. So the 1.8T is the same motor that they put in the Mark IV GTIs, by the way, which if you know me, you know how much I love that car. I always recommend getting them. As a matter of fact, I don't want to spoil anything, but it might be on this list, okay? Because it's just that good. And the Audi TT version is admittedly a little bit worse than the Mark IV GTI, yes, but at the same time, it looks more unique, so pick your poison. 8th place, however, is going to a Honda, because I love Hondas. If you know me, you know I love Honda. I have a Honda, okay? I love them. It's the Honda Prelude 4th generation. This is my personal favorite generation of the Prelude. I think it just looks so gosh darn aggressive, and luckily for me, it's also like the cheapest generation because nobody else actually likes them. For some reason, they like the 5th gen or the 3rd gen better than it, and so it's really cheap. It comes with a 2.2 liter inline 4, making 190 horsepower, and it's front wheel drive. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, 190 horsepower, that's not the most impressive thing. Well, first of all, it's better than the first two cars we just talked about. Second, the 5th generation Prelude only has 10 horsepower more than this, and third, this car was built in the freaking 90s and it had 190 horsepower. There are Civic SIs coming out today that only make like 210 or 220 horsepower. This was a really good car, and it still is, and I think it looks incredibly aggressive. Now, you have to be careful buying one of these under 4K. I mean, people that you're going to buy it from might try and rob you, but overall, it's a really cool car. 7th place is admittedly, I gotta be honest, is gonna be one that's very hard to find. I gotta tell the truth here. It's the Chevy Kabal SS. Now, if you wanted the regular Chevy Cabal, now that's easy. You could find one of those for like $2 and a pat on the back. But the Kabal SS, I mean, I think the S means it's super secret because it's kind of hard to find these bad boys under 4K. But either way, it comes with a 2.3 liter turbo inline 4, making 260 horsepower in its front wheel drive. 260 horsepower is, I believe, the highest number. No, it's not. I almost said it's the highest number on this list, but I just saw one that's actually a little bit higher. But it's the second highest number on this list. And the reason why it's so low, though, isn't because it's bad. I love the Kabal SS. And some guy actually messaged me on Instagram and was like, you count your days, Mark, because I love that you keep putting the Kabal so low, and I do love it. But the reason why it's low on this list is because, again, it is going to be kind of hard for you to find it under 4K. You're going to have to keep your eye out, stay up to date on the market, and look for a good deal, and then you'll find one. 6th place, however, should not be hard for you to find under 4K at all because they are so slept on right now. It is the BMW 328i E90. E90s are so cheap. I think they're like probably the cheapest 3 Series right now, and I'm not even joking. Like E30s, more expensive. E36s, more expensive. E46s, kind of around the same price point as the E90s. E90s, cheap as hell. Everything else a little bit more expensive. But it comes with a 3-liter inline 6, making 230 horsepower in its rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. You can get to pick your poison there. It's really not going to change that much. The price isn't really going to change that much depending on whether or not you get the rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive version. And yes, I know that it's a 328i, so it's not a 335i, and you're not going to get like tuning potential out of it. It's not going to be the fastest car out there. But it's also not slow. You know, 230 horsepower is not that bad, and it is still a BMW. You can modify it if you want to. You're not going to get that far with this one because it's naturally aspirated, but you can at least give it some more pep in your step. Coming in at the number 5 spot, it was only a matter of time before these bad boys came up onto the scene. It's the Mazda Miata NA/NB. That's right, partner. That's right, they're here. Yes, you can still find NA Miatas for less than $4,000 in my personal opinion. Now, is it gonna be easy? No. But is it possible? Yes. It comes with a 1.8-liter inline 4, making 135 horsepower, and it is rear-wheel drive. Now, the reason why I put the NB and the NA in the same spot is they are pretty much exactly the same car. The NB has slightly updated like interior and suspension, and it has a little bit more horsepower, I think 10 more horsepower than the NA. But overall, they're pretty much exactly the same car. The Miata is just it's just an icon. I really don't have to sell you on this car. If you like Miatas, you like them. If you don't like them, you don't like them. There's no changing anybody's mind on that fact. I personally like them, and so I put them here at the number 5 spot. But like I said before, of course you knew this car was coming. 4th place is the Volkswagen GTI Mark IV. I made a whole deep dive on the Mark IV GTI not too long ago because it is just that good, man. It is such a good option for people like looking to get into a cheap car right now. It's insane. A cheap tuner too. Like, this thing is a tuning icon, and it's like still under $4,000 pretty frequently. It comes with a 1.8-liter turbo inline 4, making 170 horsepower in its front-wheel drive. Again, that's pretty much the same platform that the Audi TT rode on. So maybe scratching your head saying, well, why did he put the Mark IV GTI so much higher than the Audi TT if they're basically the same car? And that's because the Mark IV GTI just has more space, more freedom to it. It has more parts available to it. It's just such a better platform to actually like build and own than the Audi TT would be. So that's why I put it so much higher. But again, they are kind of the same car. 3rd place, however, is going to my car. That's right, I bought one of these bad boys, and it's up. I freaking love it. I love everything about it. Now, it is a little bit too low, and so it grinds a lot, and so it's a little uncomfortable when I have somebody in the passenger seat, but everything else I love about it. It's the Acura Integra LS. I don't know if I already said that, but either way, remember back when I used to be able to say GSRs for under 5K, by the way, and now they're like $7,000 for a decent one? It's a crazy world. But anyway, it comes with a 1.8-liter inline 4, making 140 horsepower in its front-wheel drive. That is a B series, so if you know anything about Hondas, you know the B series is a relatively decent motor to build. It's a pretty good motor. People like swapping them bad boys in things. Add a turbo on it, and she's fast. On top of that, she's light. She's really light, as a matter of fact, and so you can rip this bad boy around corners as much as you want. It is front-wheel drive, which some people don't like. I didn't think I liked it either until I actually bought the car, and then I had a pretty good, fun time with this car. And everything for it's cheap. It's super easy to work on. It's one of the best, like, first cars out there, in my opinion. If you want a Civic, like, if you want the reliability and the comfort of owning a Civic and not having to worry about anything, but want it to be a little bit cooler, buy this. Coming in at 2nd place, however, is a car that is, yes, still under 4K, but yes, you're going to have to buy like an automatic with close to 200,000 miles if you want it. The Lexus IS300. I still think it's a good deal, even if it is in that condition, though, because these cars are just monsters. They're just so good. I want to do a whole deep dive on the IS300 actually, because I just love it that much. But either way, it comes with a 3-liter inline 6, making 225 horsepower in its rear wheel drive. That motor is the 2JZ GE, but no, it's not the 2JZ GTE. I say this every time I talk about like the IS300 or SC300 or GS300, but yeah, it's not the same thing. It's not as good as a Supra's 2J, but it is still a really good motor. It's also rear-wheel drive, which is really fun. It also is really, really reliable because it's a freaking Toyota 2JZ. Like, those things are massively reliable. And it has tons of aftermarket support, and it looks really good, and it can be a ton of fun because it's rear-wheel drive and it has 225 horsepower out of the gate. There's nothing bad about the IS300. Honorable mention time, because I do one of these for every one of these top 10 lists. And today it's the Chevy Colorado, because I like to include trucks, and most of the time I title the video sports cars, so I feel like I'm cheating you guys if I include a truck as one of the sports car spots. So instead we include it as the honorable mention. It comes with a 5.3-liter V8 making 300 horsepower in its 4x4. Now, I don't know much about the Chevy Colorado, if I'm being 100% honest with you, but it just looks like a relatively nice smaller truck. You know, if you want it, get it. But first place, the best car for under $4,000 in my opinion, best sports car for under $4,000 in my opinion, mind you, is the Ford Mustang GT SN95. Now that is either the SN95 or the New Edge. They are the same thing, just different, just a facelifted version of the SN95. It's still actually the SN95, the New Edge. People just call it the New Edge because it's the New Edge. But either way, it comes with a 4.6 liter V8, making it 235 horsepower in its rear wheel drive. Yes, you can find a V8 rear wheel drive Mustang GT for less than $4,000. No, it's not going to be a manual. No, it's not going to be in the best condition. Yes, you're going to have to be, probably get a tetanus shot after driving it the first couple of times, but it's still a freaking Mustang GT SN95 for under 4K. I constantly tell people, I'm always like, for less than $5,000, the two best cars out there, like the cars that I constantly like go back and forth on, are the 350Z and the SN95 Mustang GT. Like, there's the fact that both those cars are still under, like, can be found under 5K is absolutely mind-blowing. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video of the part 10 to that multi-part series that we started doing of each car with no duplicates, all that stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. My mouth, for some reason today, is incredibly dry, so literally just filming this one video was maybe like, like I feel like I'm a freaking, I feel like I'm a loser. I don't know. I feel like I've got dry mouth going on. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.